you are. You just walked into a frack's nest of trouble. Good thing Roderick sent you. We wouldn't have survived. You have our thanks. We should be able to make it back to the camp on our own. We'll tell Roderick what happened, but I'm sure he'll want to thank you himself.
We seem to have found a slug nest. Step lightly. They'll protect their eggs to the death. smell! It is as though someone slaughtered a pox-ridden cow and left it to bake in the sun.
You're back. Were you able to find any slug eggs?
I have them here. They aren't the most pleasant things to handle.
Let me lighten your burden then. Truly, stranger, thank you. I never thought an ally of the Royalist army would help me. Let me give you some of my supplies. They'll be of use to you on the road. May Azunai watch over you.
I can hardly believe it. All my men have returned, safe and sound. It may not seem like much, but believe me when I say that you've given us hope, raised the morale of the men. Please, take these supplies. We'll say they fell off the wagon on the way to Glitterdelve. You've more than earned them.
We go our separate ways from here. Pity to see you go. The Queen could use good people like yourselves.
A pity also that my freedom was purchased in blood. The first people were only safeguarding their land. From their point of view,
That's more than enough, Phineas. I'll not hear any ungrateful talk, not in front of our benefactors.
Let him speak his mind. I admire his candor, at least.
The boy never lacked for sincerity or nerve, just like his father in that.
You speak of Phineas's father as if you knew him well. Who was he?
An old friend, a comrade in arms, many years gone.
Now that we've rescued your people, where will you go?
I'll march what forces I have to Glitterdelve. Try to get there ahead of Jane Cassinda. With these cannons, we can mount a respectable defense. We'll hold Jane's army at every gatehouse, every choke point. Keep the Queen out of enemy hands. But it's no longer a question of victory. Not with the forces I have left, and no allies to support us.
Once I've crossed the bog, what's the fastest route to Stonebridge?
On the far side of the water, you'll find an old trading road. It should bring you straight to Stonebridge.
How long will it take to raise the land bridge?
not long. I begin straight away.
If our fortune holds, then Jane Cassinda will not have reached Glitterdelve, not yet. We'll march to Queen Rosalind's side as quickly as we can. Perhaps we'll see each other again before this war is done.
We promised you a road out of the swamp. Follow me.
I thought I would never smell fresh air again. I trust you will be paying for my baths when we reach Stonebridge, yes?
I thought I might find you here on this road. Did you think you could escape Lescanzi vengeance?
You want revenge? And why is that?
Well, you have killed quite a lot of these mercenaries, no?
You slaughter us by the score, butcher us like animals, and you dare to ask why? I am Sparbog, son of Zarya the witch, who died at your hand. You will answer for her death, and for the deaths of all my kin.
see you are a 10th Legionnaire, I am instructed to treat you with tepid disdain and mistrust. Your nation, faction, race, or institution has a negative history in our city. Local constables will keep you under careful observation. Please state the nature of your visit to our fair city.
We're just passing through. We won't be any trouble.
That answer is evasive, but insufficient grounds for the use of force to remove you from the premises. Well played. Regardless of your reasons, Stonebridge is open to the public. You are free to go, unless you require further assistance.
We're looking for the Grand Chapter House.
The Grand Chapter House is located on the south side of the Central Plaza. It is officially vacant, but some treasure seekers have gone inside. They have not come back out.
What sort of assistance does the talking construct provide?
I am a constable model automaton. I provide peacekeeping support, navigational assistance, and feline wrangling services.
Tell me more about this city.
Just ask the Stonebridge Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. This city is a beacon of innovation, commerce, and technology. Marvel at the elaborate system of gears that power the city. Behold our markets of plentiful goods. Inhale non-fatal doses of smog. Stonebridge is home to men and goblins dedicated to freedom and self-reliance. It is also home to thousands of feral housecats.
We'll be on our way.
Be advised, causing a disturbance may result in fines, detainment, bodily harm, or death. Enjoy your stay.
Fingers would you say a person really needs? Oh, no reason.
Ah, here we are, Stonebridge. This will be a welcome change from that fetid swamp.
We don't want any trouble with the Legion. This city's been prosperous these 30 years. We want to keep it that way.
I haven't seen a Legionnaire in ages. You're not here to stay, are you?
New in town? By the looks of you, you aren't here to buy my simple wares. Perhaps you can help me. I need someone who isn't afraid of a little danger.
What sort of help do you need?
I'm expecting a shipment of clothing, and the caravan is late. It's not exactly bars of gold, but silk is pricey enough to tempt thieves. Out east of the city, there's a camp of Lascanzi, deserters from Jane Cassender's army. They're looting every caravan that passes by. I'm not the only merchant waiting for that shipment. I need someone to scare off those thieves. Or kill them, if need be.
We can certainly help, but we're trying to raise funds for the Legion.
What my ever-so-tactful friend is trying to say is, give us money and we will do it. But we have no time to dance around the matter.
I stand to lose a lot of money if those supplies don't come in. I wouldn't dream of asking you to do this without proper payment. The thieves are camped near the road, east of the city, not far from the swamp. Good luck to you. I'll await your return. My supplies arrived. Thank you, my friends. Here's half of what I stood to lose had you not helped me.
A lady such as yourself deserves only the finest jewelry. Perhaps I can interest you in a talk set with diamonds? Or do you prefer rubies? Whatever your price range or preference, Pratt's Jewelers can satisfy your needs.
We don't want any trouble with the Legion. This city's been prosperous these 30 years.
Legion folk?
We want to
Haven't
keep
seen
it
your
that way.
kind around here since, well, bad memories and all that.
Jane Cassinder must have roused the people of Stonebridge to a great fury. This place was torn apart. Destroying these sentinels. I was having the most wonderful dream. Secret causeway entrance. I wonder what sort of illicit uses this might be put to. This must be the causeway entrance then, yes?
Katerina, take the causeway back to Rukenval. Tell Odo and Martin that we've reclaimed the chapter house and bring them back here.
Martin and Odo will be surprised to see me, no? I'll return as soon as I can, with our friends in tow.
It hasn't changed so much.
We heard rumors of a battle in the swamp. Royalists against Jane Cassinda. What news? You weren't caught up in any trouble, I hope.
This is Katerina, Hugh Montbaron's daughter.
The half-blood girl. We know her.
I had a dream of a golden-haired child. I know better than to ignore such a sign.
The Radiant Youth? Again? He's never taken such an active hand before. He's guiding us, giving...
Someone set traps and guardians on the lower level of the chapter house. Could the Legionnaires have set them before they were killed?
No. Jane and her mob stormed this place, dragged the Legionnaires into the streets. They didn't have time to set traps or wards. Someone's been here after the Legion fell.
The rumors of a battle were true. Most of the Royal Army are dead, but we met their general, a man called Devonsey.
Devonsey? You're sure that was his name?
30 years ago, Finn Devonsey was one of us, master of the Legion chapter house in Glacier. And he called himself by a different name, a Legion name.
Devonsey has Legion blood. He might be willing to join us.
He might speak on our behalf at least. Convince the Queen that we can be trusted. If we seal an alliance with the Royal Court, we prove that Ebb has a future. People would rally behind us. Last I heard, the Queen had retreated to the Glitterdelf mine.
That's where Jane will be going too. If she gets her hands on the Queen, our war is lost.
Devonsey mentioned the Queen more than once. What's her name?
Rosalind. She'd be, 17 years old by now? Last of the royal line. Jane Cassinda would like nothing better than to capture the girl. With Rosalind caught or dead, Resistance dries up and Stonebridge stands alone.
How do we know that the Royalists will talk to us?
We don't. They probably still believe that the Legion murdered the old king.
Odo's right. They may be wary of us, but we have truth on our side.
What's the fastest road to Glitterdelve?
Glitterdelve Mine is a long march from here, many days on foot. Take the causeway instead. The Legion had an outpost not far from the mines. Must have been a causeway there, too, and I doubt the gate was ever sealed.
We'll try to find the royal court then. Is there anyone else who might join us?
The Meisters, the merchant lords of Stonebridge. They'd be powerful friends.
Friends? These people believe Jane's lies. They murdered our brothers and sisters. No reason to think they'll embrace us now.
No reason to think they won't, if we show ourselves worthy of trust. At least the Meisters could tell us if any Legionnaires survived.
So the Meisters govern Stonebridge? Are they nobility?
Nobility? Far from it. They're the richest men in the city. Merchants, bankers, bureaucrats. Stonebridge calls itself a republic now, ever since the old king died, and the people drove out the last Lord Mayor.
Any idea where I can find the Meisters?
Probably at the old mayoral office, on the main square. I'm told it was converted into a great public hall where the Meisters hold court.
Stonebridge has an army of automatons, and it hasn't been touched by war. The Meisters would make for stronger allies.
True. And they are just down the road. Convenient, no?
Up to you. Martin and I will trust in your decision, and we'll be here if you need us.
I'll talk to some old family friends. Spread the word that the Legion's return.
It wasn't so quiet last time I was here. Legionnaires, petitioners, so much noise.
Begging your pardon, but I was asked to speak to you. To tell the truth, the circumstances were rather unusual.
All right. Tell me why you're here.
Years ago, I served as butler to a Legion commander, Etienne Dumanet. When the Legion fell, it was said that my employer died in Stonebridge, killed by Jane and her mobs. But that was a lie. Dumanet fled north, to the Abbey of St. Hiram, at the edge of the Erinoy Desert. He was seeking something there, but he never told me what it was.
Do you have any idea what he might have been after?
No. But the Abbey was built upon an ancient site. It's surrounded by ruins, and they date from the time of the Old Empire. Dumanet's family could trace their line back to the founding of Ebb. Perhaps they knew something about the place that others have forgotten.
Did you tell anyone else about this?
No one. I swore that I would keep silent, and I did. As far as I know, Dumanet didn't tell any of the other household servants where he was going. So you are the first to hear of this.
After all these years, are you sure he isn't dead?
I must confess, I assumed he was dead, caught by Jane Cassinda or slain by brigands in the desert. But now, a few nights ago, I had a dream. A child appeared before me, a boy with golden hair. He assured me that Dumane had reached the Abbey. The boy said that he is still there, waiting for his comrades, waiting for you.
You're sure he meant me?
He spoke of you by name. I know it sounds mad, but the boy was no mere dream. I believe that Dumane may still be alive, and I beg you to seek him out.
We don't abandon our own. We'll go to the Abbey and see if Dumane is still there.
The Abbey is a long way from here, many weeks on foot. The child said you could take the causeway. He told me you'd know what that means.
Ah, another branch of the causeway, yes? Convenient how they always take us where we need to go.
Then I've done as the child asked, and I will entrust the matter to you. If you find Dumane, tell him he is not forgotten. His old retainers and friends still honor his family's name, and we will welcome his return.
Please do not litter or...
Did you hear? The foundry's gone silent, and no one knows why.
Please spend your currency at local markets.
You there. You could use a better weapon. I can fold steel, craft a flintlock, or make whatever exotic weapon you desire.
Yesterday I swallowed parchment and chalk. Later today I'll... have a complete map of my digestive system.
This This place is oddly quiet, with all our machines shut down. I wonder what's going on in the foundry.
Free the Krug! Free the Krug!
Free the Krug! Free the Krug!
Free the Krug! Free the Krug!
Isn't it just dreadful? They've locked up an innocent creature. This is an outrage.
You seem pretty upset about this.
If the Krug didn't do anything criminal, it has the same rights as a human or goblin. Humph! You can always judge a society by how it treats its downtrodden.
Have you thought the Krug might be safer behind bars?
My children would be safer if I locked them in the basement, but I wouldn't dream of doing that.
I should be going. Thanks for your time.
Carry on. Spread the word. Free the Krug.
Rejoice! The Meisters have concluded their session and the hall is now open to the rabble. Apologies. The preferred term is public.
Ah, half a minute there. You came from the chapter house, did you not? Tell me, is it true? Has the Legion returned?
Only a few of us. But yes, we've reclaimed the old chapter house.
Ha! Let them laugh at me now, Meister Wolf, with his silly dreams of radiant children and prophecies of the Legion's return.
Are any Legionnaires still living in Stonebridge?
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid not. Jane and her mobs were quite thorough. That whole affair was a mark of shame upon our city. Be assured that I took no part in that travesty, nor did my father or anyone else who bears the name Wolf.
I'm here to address the Meisters. We want to propose an alliance against Jane Cassinder.
An alliance? That'll be tricky business. I can force them to give you a hearing, at least. I'll warn you, though, they're scared. Scared of Jane Cassinder and her armies. Scared that we'll lose our republic if she takes the city by force. And scared of other things, too.
I'm ready to address the Meisters.
Capital! I shall go on ahead and announce you. We'll await you inside.
Welcome to the Stonebridge Jail. Do you have business with the incarcerated?
Isn't running a jail a bit complicated for an automaton?
I apologize, but I was not designed to answer questions of a remedial
Not at the moment. I should be going.
Wasting the time of Stonebridge constables is not presently a jailable offense. But this policy is subject to change without prior notice. Good day.
Gentlemen and goblins, order! Council recognizes the envoy from the 10th Legion.
Meister Wolf tells us that you propose an alliance. A grave matter indeed. Perhaps our colleague forgot to emphasize how deeply we value our neutrality.
A war with Jane Cassinder would risk the very life of our republic. What do we gain by siding with the Legion?
The Royal Army is destroyed. It's only a matter of time before Jane Cassinder turns against you. Let us help protect your city.
You are alone. When facing a hungry wolf, it is better to have friends, yes?
A fair point. We are reasonable fellows, and we know that Jane Cassinder looks upon Stonebridge with covetous eyes. Nonetheless, you can understand why some in the city might fear the Legion's return.
Countless legionnaires were murdered in our streets. People might think that you've come to seek revenge.
Forget the past. Those murders are 30 years gone. We came here to reconcile, not for revenge.
Words alone are unlikely to sway our good citizens. Perhaps if we form a committee, study the problem for several months or a year.
Nonsense! The Legion is no threat. There's far more dangerous things in this city, if you would only open your eyes.
Our colleague again speaks of the dapper old gent, no doubt.
Indeed, sir, I do. You think that the trouble in the foundry is not the work of the gent?
Gentlemen, can we return to the matter at hand?
Quite right. We owe the Legion our vote, do we not?
No. Wait. That hardly seems fair. Force a vote now, and it will assuredly go against the Legion. I propose a recess. Let us each speak privately to the Legionnaires, so that we can reach an informed and impartial judgment.
Sounds like a reasonable idea. We agree.
Indeed, well spoken, Meister Mudgutter. Any objections? None? Council declares a recess. We shall reconvene after the Legion envoy has spoken to each of my esteemed colleagues, and all are prepared to render a judgment. The envoy from the Legion. Is there something else you need?
What can we do to win your vote? An alliance will benefit us both.
There's that word again. Alliance. You won't think ill of me, I hope, if I express a certain degree of concern. But I shall respect the wishes of the other Meisters. If you can convince my colleagues to take your side, I shall vote in your favor as well.
I won't take any more of your time. Good day.
Indeed, and a good day to you as well.
Yes. I was wondering when you'd come and harass me. No doubt you're here to solicit my vote for your organization.
Let's get right to the point. What can the Legion do to earn your support?
Well, you could help me alphabetize court documents, but a better use of your talents would be to help me with an investigation. Normally, I'd have Wolf handle the situation, but it happens to involve a sizable degree of danger, and Wolf is too important to risk.
If this is the price for your support, I accept. Just tell me what you need.
So, the matter at hand. We've had numerous reports of masked individuals hauling automatons into the crypts under the city. Whatever their aim, they are slowly eroding our defenses, and that is intolerable, especially with Jane Cassinder and her army on the loose. If someone was to enter the crypts and purge them of these criminals, I would owe that person a favor.
Consider it done. We'll be back when we've dealt with these criminals.
Well then, if you keep your word, I shall do the same and cast my vote in support of the Legion. Good day.
Greetings, Legionnaire. If you've come to win my vote, don't bother. My mind is made up. Stonebridge will have no entangling alliances. So that's that. Now, if you need some little task to occupy your time, or if you have a question, perhaps I can be of service.
Are you sure there's nothing we can do to win your vote?
At the moment, no. But worry not, I'm sure the other Meisters will vote for you if you sate their self-interested needs. Now, I do have a task or two for you. It's not going to win over my vote, but I would find a way to repay your efforts. Long ago, the Legion served as the mediator of first and last resort. When an argument ran out of control, the Legion offered counsel.
That's all? I thought you might have wanted us to slay something for you.
Your first task is to handle a situation with a prisoner of ours, a Krug. He has no crimes charged against him, but his fate is disputed. Many argue he's safer in prison. Others want him free. He's here in the Meister Hall's jail. Make your inquiries there, then tell the automaton who presides over the jail what you've decided. It's hardly dragon slaying, but if you're true to the Legion, you'll have time for small matters. Go on now, I've got work to do.
So the Legion has come looking for my vote. These are perilous times. An entangling alliance is hardly prudent. But I forget my manners. I am Rorik Castle, City Meister and Factol of the Ironmongers.
In the council meeting, Wolf said something about the foundry. Is that your responsibility?
Yes. That is our responsibility. The foundry is the wellspring of our city's prosperity. We keep the economy in motion, and we are the drumbeat of progress.
Your guild is obviously important. We need friends like you, and we're willing to prove our goodwill.
I've seen his kind before. Coo with him about how important he is, and he'll be clay in your hands.
If you wish to be of service, there is a certain problem that requires attention. The foundry is presently overrun. It's the blasted Cyclopses. They were docile workers for years, but something in them snapped, and they've brought the foundry to a standstill.
We'll take care of these Cyclopses, if you'll pledge your vote to the Legion.
Fine, it's a deal. Speak to my foreman, Mr. Snell, at the foundry. He will explain our predicament in greater detail.
The envoy from the Legion. Is there something else you need?
What can we do to win?
But
I will... You were elected to lead...
By a popular vote of almost 70%. Not counting the automatons, of course. Our mayor is elected from among the Meisters. We put an end to all that autocratic... But I shall respect the wishes.
Welcome to the Stonebridge Jail.
I'd like to speak to the Krug prisoner. Fiddlewick asked me to appraise the situation and determine the Krug's fate.
Very well. It is Meister Fiddlewick's prerogative to entrust such decisions to strangers rather than automated constables with decades of experience. Please note that the Krug has been imprisoned for its own safety. It is highly unpopular with citizens, especially those who own pitchforks.
Krr.
How did you wind up behind these bars?
Krr. Krr.
Are you being treated well?
Krr.
Sorry about that. Seems the rattle in my lungs gets worse every year. You were asking about my treatment here? Just fine, thank you. The automated constable here, Krr, tends to my comestibles and keeps away the rabble.
Where did you learn to talk like that?
From my mother, Krr, before she abandoned me. I guess when your son looks like a hideous monster, maternal compassion withers.
If you're not a Krug, why are you locked up?
I'm tired of being harassed and assaulted. This time I decided I'd let them think I'm a monster and keep me locked up. I've thought about getting out of here, but I have nowhere to go. I'm content to just stay here and daydream.
I have to decide whether you stay or go free.
Well, I suppose I've committed no crime, unless being hideous is illegal. But if it's all the same to you, I'm safe here. Let them go on thinking I'm a Krug. It won't hurt my feelings. If you let me go, have someone escort me out of the city at least.
Welcome to the Stonebridge Jail. Do you have business with the incarcerated?
I've come to a decision on the Krug.
I will enact whatever outcome you deem appropriate. Please enunciate carefully.
Let the Krug go. He's done nothing illegal. The locals may try to hurt him, so he should be given an escort out of the city.
Very well. The Krug will be escorted to the city limits and set free. No automated constable could have formulated that solution. Thank you.
Krr.
I wasn't certain that the Legion had truly returned, but after witnessing your resolution of the plight of the oppressed Krug proletariat, it caused a great imbalance in my sanguine humors. Fairly had me bursting with them. Now then, we have much to accomplish. Shall we get started?
Of course. The Legion has a sacred duty to help the people of Ebb.
Ah, spoken like a true Legionnaire. Finally, after all these years, I'm so excited I could use a preposition to end a sentence with. I am Reinhard Manx, scholar, inventor, and sartorial adventurer. I have degrees in advanced thaumaturgical studies and non-Goblinian geometry. Naturally, I also have a grounding in the classics, but more importantly to you, I am descended from the Grand Mage Merrick, a Legionnaire through and through. Well, needless to say, it's been my dream to reunite with other children of the 10th Legion. Second only to the dream of a thaumaturgical waistcoat that can change its color and cut to match the latest season's fashions.
If you have Legion blood, why didn't you join us at the gathering?
Oh, you mean the invitation calculated to lure all the Legion descendants into one place? You must be joking. That was obviously a trap. One would have to be suicidal, or at least a great buffoon, to walk into that sort of setup. Oh my, do forgive me. I should have realized. I meant no offense. But in any case, no, I regretfully declined when that letter arrived.
You said you were a scholar, but have you seen any combat?
I'm hardly the mage that my great-grandfather was, but I was best in my class when it came to channeling and energy manipulation. I may possess a physique best described as suety, but by application of higher non-Goblinian mathematics, I could rip a man in half with a thought. Well, theoretically I could. It's not as though I practice on people. That would be rather rude, and mildly illegal, but mostly rude.
We need everyone in the Legion to join forces. Are you with us?
Am I with you? Does the thaumaturgical constant Q trend towards infinity for given values of the human soul? The answer is yes, by the way. The Legion needs to stand together, lest we fade into memory. So without further ado, let's be off.
I should thank you for resolving the matter of the Krug. Such a small issue, but it required an outside voice.
Do you have another problem for me to mediate?
Yes, I do. Baron is a wealthy landowner with a claim to many parcels of land here in town. He wants to charge rent to Hans. Hans has an equally compelling claim to the plot of land. Mudgutter informs me it's a case of eminent domain versus original acquisition. With the court deadlocked, both have agreed to let you settle their dispute. I'll have them meet you at the chapter house.
You'll have my vote. It's the others who will need convincing.
Can you tell me anything about the other Meisters? Anything that might help me convince them?
Meister Grimmelhaus, the mayor, he'll vote with the majority. Always does. So it comes down to the other three. Castle, Mudgutter, and Fiddlewick.
Mudgutter can't be very pleasant with a name like that.
Not pleasant as such. Mudgutter is a goblin, after all, and a barrister on top of that. But one can admire his efficiency. Pass a contract before his eyes, and he will remember every clause, no matter how tiny the print. Above all else, he reveres the law, and I cannot fault him for that.
Fiddlewick is an odd name. What's he like?
A soft-hearted little fellow, always arguing with Castle over some question of wages or social class. Fiddlewick is master of the college, so he has a permanent seat on the council. And he's a goblin, of course, hence the name.
Can you tell me anything about Meister Castle?
He's a hard-bitten man. Likes nothing so much as sweat on a workman's brow. Castle is the guild master of ironmongers, the most powerful guild in Stonebridge, I dare say. They maintain the great foundry beneath the city streets.
Thanks. That's all I needed to know.
No trouble at all. Honored to be of service to the Legion.
During the council meeting, you said something about the dapper old gent.
Understand, what I tell you now must be held in the strictest confidence. For a great many years, Stonebridge has been haunted by a most elusive villain. He appears out of thin air, wherever and whenever he likes. Confounds my constables at every turn. Even the automatons, mind you.
What crimes has he committed?
Theft, sabotage, wanton destruction of city property. Lately, his schemes have taken a sinister turn. Less thieving and more mayhem. Almost as if he hates Stonebridge and all its people. All the scoundrels of the city worship him. They serve him as eyes and ears.
Does this man have a proper name?
Only a few witnesses have seen him, but they all say that he's exquisitely dressed, an elderly gentleman of quality. Someone started calling him the dapper old gent. The name stuck.
Enough about the gent for now.
Right. Something else you need?
We'll talk again later.
Capital. I'll look forward to it.
Good on you to set that poor creature free. Let it roam wherever it is that Krug roam.
Did you hear? The foundry's gone silent.
Please do not litter or excrete in alleyways.
They're here. I'm Hans. This is Baron. We have a disagreement, and we decided we'd abide by whatever decision you make.
Indeed. Years ago, the Legion settled disputes, and Hans and I have a conundrum that Stonebridge law can't resolve.
We have a moment to listen to your dispute. Since you're both willing to abide by the decision, we'll mediate as best we can.
I purchased a parcel of land 15 years ago, and have been selling my wares for ages. The Baron here tells me I owe him rent.
You see, I bought large tracts of land back in the days of the farmer. Hans was taken by a charlatan. I certainly didn't authorize the sale.
Yes, well, you did nothing to stand up for your claim to the land. After endless talk with the barristers, we're still deadlocked.
Baron, tell me more about your claim to the land.
By right of original acquisition, the law says the land is mine. I bought it first. Sure, it was human lifetimes ago, but first is first. I am an old goblin, so years pass like months for me. I didn't notice Hans had set up shop and claimed my land as is until recently. I think I'm being fair. He owes me rent for the last several years, and if he wants to stay, he needs to keep paying rent or he can leave.
Hans, can you explain why exactly you think your claim is stronger than the Baron's?
My purchase to the land was vetted and signed by the city of Stonebridge. They failed to research the land's original ownership. But even so, I can claim the right of eminent domain. I've used the land for over 10 years, with no argument from the original owner. I feel terrible that the Baron's land was sold out from under him, but he had ample time to correct this mistake.
I see. The laws are indeed at an impasse here, but I've come to a decision.
So what will it be? Is the land indeed mine, or does this human get to claim it?
The land wasn't Hans's to buy, but the Baron did nothing to protect his claim. You must divide the property or buy out the other's stake.
I guess that's about as fair a ruling as you could make. Also a coward's decision. But I said I'd honor it, so I will.
I can't fit my shop on half of that parcel, but I suppose I should be happy for anything. Thank you for taking the time to arbitrate this.
Oh, you are a clever one. Now they will work it out themselves, but still remember your arbitration is fair.
A deal is a deal. Hans, let's go figure out which half is yours and which is mine. Hopefully we don't need someone to arbitrate that.
currency at local markets. Please do not litter or excrete in alleyways.
A human generation has gone by without the Legion here to settle disputes. At last, that tradition returns to Stonebridge. I know you have evil to smite, so it means a lot to me and to the city that you can take time for the little things. Here's a little something for your efforts. Now be careful out there.
Step right up, friend. I've got all manner of weapons and gear.
Not so fast, Legionnaire. None shall pass this gate without the express authorization of the wise and beneficent Meisters of Stonebridge.
We're going to the crypts of the Sacred Blood, at Meister Mudgutter's request.
I see. More soldiers of fortune to clean up the crypts of the Sacred Blood. I was instructed to let you pass. It must be very pleasant in the crypts. Everyone who has entered them decides to stay there permanently. Please comply with all local laws and customs.
Hello there, friends. Looking for anything in particular?
How is business on this side of town?
It's a living, but not by much. Can't turn my back for a minute or folks seem to wander off with my goods. But don't let my ranting and rambling ruin your day. Give a holler if you want something.
Got a second? See, I built this automaton, and it might have gone into a bloodthirsty frenzy of violence, maybe. If you could do me a favor, I figure it'd be in everyone's best interest if it got smashed up without involving the local authorities. Last thing I need is to have the Sweatcog brand name lose its immaculate reputation for safety.
We'll take care of it. Just tell us where it is.
Excellent. You'll find the automaton on the other side of town. Just try to deal with it before it causes too much trouble. If you stop it, come on back and I'll pay you for your efforts. Good work, my friends. I'll need to remember to install a safety switch on my next construct. Here's your payment. Now, something's been bothering me. Nothing in my schematics would have allowed for hostile tendencies. I think someone tampered with my construct. I don't have any rivals that hate me that much, but I have had quite a few parts go missing recently.
We can look into the matter for you.
All I ask is that you keep an eye out for any of the automaton parts that have gone missing. If you find such a construct, kindly bring me back some parts. Simple enough. Well, thanks again. Take care.
Good. I thought I'd find you here. I heard the Legion was back in town, and I've been scampering to get my old notes in order. You see, I've been archiving the history of the 10th Legion in Stonebridge. A sad history, to be sure, but my research can help you.
Go on. What kind of research do you mean?
I've studied the event of the local Legion's demise, the riots. I've kept track of many looters and killers that profited on that day. Some who looted the chapter house proudly displayed their ill-gotten gains, showing off stolen Legion property to house guests. Such arrogance. Well, I have kept track of these pompous criminals, especially the ones who insisted they'd be buried with their trophies.
Those artifacts belong to the Legion. I'll do whatever it takes to get them back.
I've assembled a list of graves that should contain stolen property. Problem is, the crypts have become too dangerous of late. Here, take my notes. Unless the thieves have started looting coffins at random, you should be able to recover the stolen items.
I should think a clever thief could find something less conspicuous to smuggle, yes? Thieves? Well, at least it isn't Lescansi witches and their undead minions, yes? That bridge should lead us deeper into the crypt, yes? Automatons? Here? My, the plot thickens, yes?
Nicely done. Now let us find the leader of this gang of thieves.
Thank you.
Back to the fight.
I spent a small fortune hiring every cut, purse, footpad, and ruffian this side of Rukenval. Great deal of good it did me.
By order of the Meisters, and in the name of the Legion, you're under arrest. Surrender now and come quietly.
The certainty of being executed by the city or the possibility of being killed by some righteous vigilantes? I'll choose the latter.
Maybe the boss will give me a bonus for gutting. Never should have come down here, kid. should have come down here, kid. Maybe the boss will give me a bonus for gutting. At least burying you will be easy.
I spent a small fortune. There's plenty.
Nothing personal. You just see too much. At least burying you will be easy.
Enough. I know when I've met my match. Spare my life, and I'll go quietly.
If you tell us what you've been doing down here, the Meisters might not hang you.
The dapper old gent hired us to abscond with the city's automatons. We tear them up, turn them over to the gent, he pays us good coin. I guess he's selling the damn things on the black market, but it's none of my affair. It's hard to carry those metal brutes very far, so we set up here, in the crypts. The locals don't come down here. Not anymore.
One more question. How do I find the dapper old gent?
Best of luck to you, friend. I've sent people to follow him, but it's been no use. He's like a ghost. My men will trail him to a dead-end alley, and like that, he'll be gone. He finds me, I never seek him out.
Constables will be coming to arrest you. If you try to run, we'll hunt you down.
I told you all I know. Leave me be.
There is more to this story than we know, I think. Why else would that thief give up the gent so readily? Our friend Mudgutter will be pleased to hear of this, yes?
So, my research was put to good use. I'm glad the artifacts are back in the hands of the Legion.
Well, look at that sprocket! A magic command from afar can click this little widget in place and disable conflict resolution inhibitors. Clever indeed, but I'm sure I could craft a countermeasure. Listen to me ramble. Here's your reward. Now, if you'll pardon me, I need to formulate my schematics. Good day.